You know, one of the aims of this convention, as you know, is to talk about the pioneers. In other words, the people that came early in this company and are still here. And when you say the word pioneer and you think about people that have contributed to this company, there's one name that always comes to the surface, because she's the person that was credited with saving the company. She was the person that was, when Lee was sitting on the curb saying, all I'd like to do is just pay the bills, she said, those bills are going to get paid. And that was the month that she went out and sold half of the company's business. It's never been done before, and it's never been done after. Now, Doctor thought so highly of this that he had Flora True's hard-earned night. And Flora True came walking out in a beautiful, beautiful red gown. He took one look at her and said, that is the woman that saved this business. She's dressed in red, and she's always scratching for business. And after that, he affectionately called her his little red hen. And so Flora wanted to be here, but as you know, she suffered a severe illness just lately. But when we called her and said, Flora, we want you to be on this program, but we know how you're feeling, she says, I'll tell you something, I'm going to be on that program. And she says, I am going to talk about it. And so she came into Oakland, California. We went out to the location of the original office at 12th and Harrison, and she started telling us her memories from the beginning.
I'd say, isn't this wonderful? You can't hardly believe it. You look in front of maybe 15,000 people coming to a convention. You can't hardly believe it. And it just starts in a little group back here. And I watched it grow and grow and grow and multiply. There's been many other companies in the food supplement business that's been gone a long time. But you see how ours kept going and going and going. And he'll still go because he could see farther ahead than any of the rest of us. We could see maybe a month ahead, but he could see years ahead. And he built a business on the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And he's followed that policy all his life.
Oh. Well, as I mentioned, she has had a series of severe illnesses, and she wanted more than anything to be here. And there's one thing I learned in Shaklee: when people want something, they make it happen. The lady that saved this company for us, Flora True, our truest pioneer of all. Flora? Come on here. 3,000 people, Flora, I want to say something before you get started, because I think it is so impressive. Flora has to go back in the hospital for another very serious operation. And we didn't think she would be here for this reason. But got a call from Flora, and she said, listen, honey, she said they're going to be doing that operation before the 11th, or they're going to wait till after the 11th. She said, I'm going to be there. Well, see?
did everything all her life that we know her, and ever since we've ever met her. She was always right there, out there in front. This is the biggest privilege that we can have to have you here tonight, dear.
Thank you, honey.
Little that I can say, except she helped to make what now is the Shaklee organization. We're very, very happy to bring her in to our organization because she helped make it.
The first time that I met Dr. Shaklee, I had just read an article about royal jelly. And the article said that royal jelly was radioactive and cancer preventive. Dr. Shaklee said, "Don't you believe it?" He says it's no more cancer preventive than any other good food that builds tissues and cells. And if it's radioactive, they have instruments that I don't have. And I said to myself, I found an honest man. And that's
I remember so much. But of all the cases that I've handled in this world, and there's been a lot of them, Flora stands out as the leader of them all. No question about that.
Well, Flora, we don't want to tire you out because we want you to spend some time in the back room with Dr. and Dorothy. But it is so good to see you still have that spirit and that determination. And she drove in here from her hometown to make this movie. And then she came back tonight for this special occasion, and you'll be going right back. And we wish you the very, very best of everything. And there's a lot of people that appreciate what you've done.
I got to say one more thing.
You, sir.
We were supposed to meet the photographers in Hayward. And while we were waiting for the photographers to show up, my husband says, "I think there goes Dr. and Dorothy now." I said, "Surely not." And sure enough, it was Dr. and Dorothy. Now, I know there's 100 restaurants between where they lived and where we were supposed to meet this man. And they had to show up at that restaurant.
Well, look how good.
Were you trying to get rid of us about that time? I think so. Because they had to meet someone, as they told us, and tried gracefully to get out. They were meeting the photographers, apparently, for all of this. We took the hint. We didn't know why. Now we know.
And the photographers that were late, we fired them, so this is really... Flora True, as you know, won the first car in all of Shaklee. It was a 1956 Bel Air Chevy. And I was talking with her about it one day and said, "Flora, how long did it take you to get that car?" And she said, 1 month. And I said, 1 month. And Joan Hagerman said, "My gosh, in those days, if you did anything, they were so glad to give you something." Oh, let's give a big hand to the best pioneer of all, Flora True. Flora?